Before testing, the participant should remove their shoes and perform a 5-minute warm-up of aerobic activity followed by a few flexibility exercises. The participant sits without shoes and soles of the feet flat against the flexometer at the 26 centimeter mark. Inner edges of the soles are placed within 2 centimeters of the measuring scale, and the participant should slowly reach forward with both hands as far as possible and hold for 2 seconds. You'll want to be sure that the participant keeps their hands parallel and does not lead with one hand. The fingertips can be overlapped and should be in contact with the measuring portion. The score is the most distant point reached with the fingertips, and the best of 2 trials is accorded. The participant should exhale and drop their head between their arms when reaching. Ensure that the knees stay extended. Remember to keep the soles of the feet flat against the flexometer. Exhale when reaching. Do not hold your breath and hold the stretch for 2 seconds. The table shows the values for the trunk forward flexion in centimeters by age and sex. To get my score, I took the best of my 2 values, which was 32. I subtracted by 3 due to the fact that the box that I used had a set point of 23 centimeters and the box used in the table was 26 centimeters, so that gave me a score of 29. I fall under the age of 20 to 29 for women under the fair category. The protocol for the YMCA test. A yardstick is placed on the floor and a tape is placed across it at a right angle to the 15-inch mark. The participant sits with the yardstick between their legs with legs extended at right angles to the tape line on the floor. Heels of the feet should touch the edge of the tape's line and be about 10 to 12 inches apart. The participant should slowly reach forward with both hands as far as possible, holding this position for approximately 2 seconds. The fingertips must touch the yardstick. Also be sure the participant keeps their hands parallel and does not lead with one hand. The fingertips can overlap. Make sure the participant's knees don't bend. The score is the most distant point reached with the fingertips, and the best of the 2 trials should be recorded. Remember to remove your shoes, and when stretching, exhale and drop the head between the arms when reaching. Otherwise, breathe normally and never hold your breath. The table shows the values for the YMCA sit and reach test in inches by age and sex. To get my score, I took the best of my 2 scores, which was 19. I fall under the age of 18 to 25 for women under the average category. The equipment needed is a chair that has a seat height of 17 inches and will not tip over, and an 18-inch ruler. The test is usually administered to the older population. The protocol for the chair sit and reach test is to place a chair against a wall for stability and have the client sit on the front edge of the chair. The client extends the leg being tested in front of the hip with the heel on the floor and the ankle dorsiflexed approximately 90 degrees. The client flexes the untested leg so that the sole of the foot is flat on the floor about 6 to 12 inches to the side of the body's midline. With the extended leg as straight as possible and the hands on top of each other, palms down, the client slowly bends forward at the hip joint, keeping the spine as straight as possible and the head in normal alignment, not tucked with the spine. The client then reaches down the extended leg, trying to touch the toes, and holds this position for 2 seconds. Place the ruler parallel to your client's lower leg and administer 2 practice trials followed by 2 test trials for each leg. Scoring the test. The score is in inches and the space between the big toe and the fingertips is counted as a negative score. If the fingers go past the big toe, it is counted as a positive score, and touching the toes is counted as a score of 0. The protocol for the Thomas test is to have the client lie supine on the back. The client brings one leg, the contralateral leg or the leg that is not being tested, in the direction of the chest just to the point where the lumbar spine is snug to the floor or table. If the tested leg remains in contact with the floor or table during this maneuver, the hip flexors of that leg are adequately flexible. If the tested leg rises, its hip flexors are likely to be inflexible, short. Record whether the hip flexors in the right and left legs are flexible or inflexible. Since neither one of my legs raised during the test, both my hip flexors are considered flexible. This concludes my video. Thank you for watching.